So you constantly think about quitting nursing, but you haven't actually made a plan to leave yet because you're still waiting to feel ready. So here's the truth that nobody told you that I will. Ready is not a feeling, it's a decision. And the biggest mistake that you're making right now that's literally costing you years of your happiness is waiting to feel ready instead of preparing for your exit. No, leaving nursing is not about quitting abruptly. That's not what this is. But it is about making sure that you're prepared mentally, financially, and emotionally so that you're not looking back regretting your decision. So if you don't want to be in this same spot next year, dreading work, exhausted, counting down the days, settling for good enough, by the end of this video, you'll have a plan to actually start preparing for your exit so that this decision feels a lot easier for you. And if you're new here, my name is Mel and I'm a former registered nurse. I left back in 2021 and I used to be scared. I used to feel stuck, just like you, but I was able to leave without going broke and without sacrificing my mental sanity. Now I'm gonna help you do the same. So first things first, first order of business, you have to stop with the current mental stories that you have playing in your head. And these are things that sound like, I want to leave, but I don't feel ready. I went out of nursing, but I feel stuck. I don't want to make this financial sacrifice. I don't want to waste my degree. I don't want to waste my career. And all of these things that you're telling yourself because they're stopping you before you even get started. And something that you have never heard before is that your mind does what it thinks it wants you to do. So the stories that you constantly feed it is what it has to work with. So you have to start telling yourself a different story. So you start telling yourself things like, it's not going to be this way forever. If Mel did it, I can do it too. I can figure this out. I figured out how to become a nurse. I can figure out how to leave nursing and get into whatever field you're interested in. I can use the skills that I have to my benefit. I don't know the exact steps right now, but I can and I will figure this out. Okay. So this is part of you preparing mentally, is to start telling yourself a better story, more supportive stories that actually support your journey and where you want to go. That's first, because this allows you to see that it's possible for you to do something else. Okay. And your mind will start working with you to actually ease up and let you figure this out. Let the clarity come, let the things come to you that need to come to you. And while we're on this topic, you should also get comfortable with sitting with yourself, with just sitting, getting used to just being instead of doing. Because the more you get used to sitting with yourself, the more clarity comes. Because right now you have all this mental overwhelm and confusion and all these emotions that are going on, not only from work, but from the weight of this decision that you're carrying. Because you don't trust yourself right now with this decision. So learning to just be still, learning to take time off, learning to set boundaries at work, learning to use your PTO days, learning to just be will do you so well. And I know everybody online is telling you to work hard. They're telling you that working hard is the answer, but I'm here to tell you the exact opposite. And because you see where working hard gets you, you see it, like you feel it, the burnout, the stress, but you're trying to create a life that's different from that. So you have to start doing things differently. So the next really important order of business, the next important thing that you should do is start creating a vision for yourself. Because right now, you want to leave nursing. You constantly think about leaving nursing, but your mind doesn't know where you're going. So it's just a bunch of unclearness and unsettledness. So you have to give yourself a vision. So your mind has something to look forward to be excited about, to work towards. So the vision that you have for yourself outside of nursing should include a few things. It should include your values. What do you value? Is it time, quality time with your family? Money? Is it health, love? Is it a healthy body? Is it feeling energized? Is it waking up excited? Is it all the above? But figure out your values, figure out the type of lifestyle that you want. It can be totally different from the current lifestyle that you're in. I know for me, nursing didn't support the lifestyle that I wanted for myself. It didn't support the vision that I saw for myself. Once I sat and was like, okay, this ain't working for me. I need to figure something else out. So the life that I live now is completely different from the life that I lived in nursing. The life that I lived in nursing came with like a lot of pressure and heaviness and anxiety, waking up dreading the day. But now it's the complete opposite, because like we have to go through those things sometimes to see that those aren't the things that we want to keep reinforcing, that we want to keep creating for ourselves. But once you start creating that vision for yourself, about what you actually want outside of nursing, that's when things become so much more clear. The people that you need to meet, the places that you need to go to, the research that you need to do. So get clear on lifestyle, get clear on values, get clear on money. Get clear on what type of money that you want to make outside of nursing. And it's this quote that I love, which is you either live life by default or live life by design. So living life by the default was getting into nursing, checking off the boxes because, you know, the career looked good on paper and people were proud of you and whatever reasons you had for becoming a nurse. Living a life by design is taking what you learned from that experience, taking the skills you learned from that experience, taking the things that you didn't like from that experience and redesigning your life in a way that avoids the things that you don't like as much as possible, in a way that honors the things that you truly want. So the next thing that you want to get clear on is finances. What type of finances do you currently have, and what type of finances do you want to have outside of nursing? Do you want to make at least what you're making as a nurse? Do you want to make more? Are you willing to take a temporary pay cut while you figure out exactly what you want to do? And what are you interested in? What are you curious about? How do they align with the type of finances that you want outside of nursing? In my journey, my finances didn't determine me staying in nursing or leaving nursing. And I know like a lot of nurses want to leave, but they feel like their finances are keeping them from leaving because they don't got the money saved up. And I understand. But for me, I had a savings cushion and I was able to tap into different areas of entrepreneurship, just try different ways of making money and figuring out which one aligned most with where I wanted to go and who I was and my personality type. In my Confidence to Quit Nursing signature program, I help you create a 90-day financial nesting cushion so that you can go out there and explore. You can figure out like different ways that you want to make money, tap into different things without feeling that financial pressure, and you can stop feeling stuck. Having that financial cushion is really important because nurses are staying in nursing because the finances are dictating that. This ain't shaming you or making you feel like you should be somewhere further than you are. Like, that's not what this is. But the power is in your hands to create that cushion for yourself so that you can feel supported while you're transitioning. Okay. So that's the goal here. Like sometimes the financial cushion will allow you to drop down to PRN at first and then like ease your way up on out of there. There's no perfect way to do this, but these are things that help you build that solid foundation so that you feel more prepared. You feel more at ease. You feel like this is easier. If you're anything like me, you know, if you're a high achiever, if you're a recovering perfectionist, if you're a current perfectionist, you most likely want to have everything laid out. You want to have all the answers before you take a step. Clarity is key in this journey, but I don't want you to confuse or mistake that with thinking that you have to have all the answers or the full path laid out before you take a step. But if it's anything that I learned from this journey is that even more clarity comes when you start taking the steps. So this video, for instance, this is a key, like this is a step. These are steps for you to take. And once you take these steps, more clarity comes on your journey. It all unfolds. The path gets clearer. So the clarity that you received from this video allows you to really sit down with yourself, come up with a plan, come up with a foundation, come up with the baseline. And then as you start taking those steps, you start to meet people, you run into places, you run into things that will help you get to where it is that you want to go to ultimately. So if you want more help with this, my Confidence to Quit Nursing signature program goes deeper into this work because it's so important that you transition out of nursing, that you leave nursing from a place of feeling more stable and safe and confident within yourself, so that reflects in your actions that you take, and you're not out here scrambling. You're not out here looking back regretting this decision. So the program exists so that you actually feel good about your decision to leave nursing. So you feel good about your decision to go into whatever next chapter, whatever new path you decide to go into. So you feel prepared. So you feel supported in the ways that matter when you go on this journey. If you do this with the right type of guidance and support, it literally saves you time, energy, and effort, because I made all the mistakes and went through all the things that I went through in the 4 years that it took me to confidently own my decision to leave nursing. So you don't have to. So it don't take you 4 years. So my program takes you through that process of preparing you mentally, emotionally, and financially in 4 weeks. So you feel comfortable and confident in your decision. And if it's one thing you do while you're on this journey, I 1000% recommend that you get you a mentor. You get you inside of a community as you're going through this, because something else that keeps nurses stuck is that they feel misunderstood in this decision. Because from the outside looking in, people see, nursing is a respectable career. They see that you're out here getting money, like you're getting a stable paycheck. So they're like, why would you want to leave? But it's not their job to understand. It is your job to learn how to trust yourself with this decision and start doing what it takes to figure this out. You figured out how to become a nurse. Maybe you had some help and support on your way to becoming a nurse. And you can absolutely figure out how to leave nursing, how to start a new path. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.